Additional remarks. The good member from the 2nd District, Representative Barkis.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Well, Madam Speaker, today is a culminating day of a lot of work. And as the good gentleman from the 27th, the chair of the Transportation Committee, alluded to in many of his speeches on the amendments that we heard, it has been tough. It has been challenging in so many ways. But Madam Speaker, I'm proud of where we're at today. I'm proud of the work that he and I have done, and so many members of our committee, our vice chairs, our assistant rankings, and led the way in a bipartisan way to come up with a budget that we see here today. Madam Speaker, we had an opportunity last year to learn some lessons. In 19, we had a major budget shortfall that we had to address. And it helped us where we're at today. Did we know that COVID was coming and that we would see revenues cut due to gas tax loss and all the different areas that we were seeing losses in our revenue for the transportation budget? We didn't know that was coming, but we did some great work. We learned how to work together. We learned how to ask questions. We learned about priorities. We learned about all the different things that the agencies were doing because of the extensive work that we did. And we crafted a budget that passed unanimous and that we were proud of, that work going into, leading us up into this session today. Madam Speaker, COVID hit, just like the stuff on the roof that in my office building is being done right now, which is very difficult in the circumstances that we're in. That'll just add to it, throw me off a little bit, but there you go. Madam Speaker, this budget, when we looked at what we were facing when we came in at the beginning of the session, we saw shortfalls, we saw problems, but we knew how to handle it. We knew how to get to work on it. And as a result, the budget that you see in front of you represents that. We were able to prioritize. We were able to keep the projects moving, even when there was calls for stopping those projects or pausing them again. We made it a priority to keep the projects moving forward, to finish what we've started here in the state of Washington. We made it a priority to address the fish culverts, to fund that to a significant portion. Could we do more, as a good gentleman from the 19th said? Absolutely. Should we? We should. We should look at a lot of different things when it comes to that obligation that we have to take care of that issue. Madam Speaker, we addressed our Department of Licensing. We addressed our State Patrol, the men and women who protect our highways every single day, by making sure that they had the appropriate appropriations to not only fund their troopers, but also to add a 4th class of troopers for this next year. And Madam Speaker, we wanted to make sure that our counties were taken care of. And some of the agencies like our County Road Administration Board that helps our local projects by making sure it was funded and putting in $5 million for an emergency loan program that we saw very much used during this pandemic. Madam Speaker, you've heard about maintenance and preservation. Our state has a massive infrastructure of bridges that literally have holes in them that we need to fix, Madam Speaker. This budget allocates a good amount of funding to take care of that, but we're still short. You heard of an amendment that could help that. I would hope that we would consider that moving forward as we think about the various needs to address with existing funds, not new revenue, existing funds, and some of the federal dollars that we're seeing to address the maintenance and preservation backlog. But the budget in front of us today takes a good step towards doing that, and we get a lot done with what's been allocated. Madam Speaker, I appreciate the good gentleman from the 27th. He had a huge, daunting task in front of him to be able to coordinate putting together this budget. Normally, we sit in a room for hours and hours and hours. Instead, we stared at a screen. I want to acknowledge the great work of the staff, our OPR staff and our caucus staff that had to provide information to us digitally and get it to us in advance so that we had time to be able to have all these conversations with the many people that are required to put this budget together. So, Madam Speaker, it is with that I encourage this body to vote yes on the budget in front of us. This budget to help us with our priorities, to make sure that we work on our process, to meet our obligations, and to keep the people of Washington State moving forward. Thank you, Madam Speaker.